Not this blue, then? Oh, it's you. Could you help me? I'll be sure to return the favor.
Are you kidding? You know you don't owe us anything, right? Yeah, we'd help you even if you had nothing to give us. So, what sort of help do you need?
Well, to be precise, this creature is the one that needs help.
Huh? The Kuhenki?
Yes. This little one procured a paintbrush somewhere, and upon returning to my side, proceeded to swish about happily. I found a canvas and some paint for her, but though some time has passed, her attempts to mix the colors she desires have met with little success.
Whoa! Where did you come from? Are we playing charades? Sorry, we didn't catch any of that. Huh! Looks like she's taken an interest in your pack.
Perhaps you carry suitable colors on your person.
We don't usually carry around stuff like that. Speaking of which, where did you find the paint? No offense, but you, don't look like the painting sort.
This little one was quite impatient, so I made some paint using the colorful flowers nearby.
Huh. Could Luanatar be looking for other colorful things to make paint with then? Come on, let's see what we've got in our packs. Will these do?
Yes, the Kuhenki looks quite satisfied.
Man, Paimon never knew Kuhenki could do art.
Kuhenki are much like us in truth. Each one has its own personality and hobbies.
Wait, does that mean you can tell all the Kuhenki and Nod-Krai apart from each other?
The ones I've met, yes.
Huh, that's impressive. Especially because, other than Luanatar, all the other Kuhenki kind of look the same. So, what is this little painter's name?
Name?
Wait, they do have names, don't they?
We recognize each other, and that's enough. We don't need names. I don't have one either.
That doesn't mean you have to continue the cycle. Let's think. Luanatar means a creature born beneath the moon goddess's blessing. So, what would painting be in the language of the Frost Moon Scions?
I think it would be Naus? Malaus? Yes, Malaus.
Ooh, sounds nice! Let's go with that! What is it, Malaus? Done with your painting? Oh, let's see! Whoa, this is amazing! Paimon was expecting something a lot more childish. Or, you know, Melusine-like.
The Kuhenki are adept at sensing their surroundings. When it comes to recreating what they've seen, they tend to capture things exactly as they were.
It looks like Kalamina when she was first born.
Huh?
Alma said your birth was recorded by the Frost Moon Scions, but this painting does look a bit different.
This little one, Malaus, was one of the first Kuhenki born. It's possible this is Malhaus's interpretation of how things looked back then.
Seems like you're trying to help us to get to know your goddess, huh, Malhaus? Don't worry, Malhaus. We appreciate it. We're all friends here. Wow, that was quick! You finished another painting already? This must depict the Frostmoon Scions worshipping Kalamina as their goddess. What's she doing by the altar? The details are too small to make out. Oh, so she was eating the offerings.
Was I not supposed to?
Oh, no. It's just a bit, unconventional.
Well, they were delicious.
Fair point.
Yes, I understand. Give me your hand. It's not like that. This is proof that we're friends.
3 more to go. Familiar presence detected nearby. Hello, traveler. Yes. Aino enjoys eating crumb-kakes made with fresher specimens. The ones at the marketplace today fell below her standards, and that is why I am presently here, carrying out orders to procure them. Thank you for your concern. A few days ago, Aino adjusted my humor module, returning it to its original output. Because my efficiency in generating jokes decreased significantly after my first few responses. It was taxing to generate more afterward, and any forced results lacked humor. According to Aino, it is because the creative logic of these jokes is overly chaotic and my logic module cannot comprehend their creative principles. Therefore, I cannot produce content of substance. In order not to affect the logic module's operation, Aino decided to return the humor module's parameters back to normal levels. But if you enjoyed my sense of humor from before, traveler, I can notify Aino. Do you not like these types of jokes? Is that so? He must be someone of great skill. To think that he can generate consistently humorous jokes from such bizarre and chaotic creative principles. Of course, if you wish to ask me about adding more sugar to crumb-kakes, my answer is this. Crumb-kake recipes include specific quantities of sugar to be added. Adding too much or too little will affect the taste of the finished product. Of course. I am scanning the area to determine if it is suitable for a cooking demonstration. The results are not favorable. Backup plan activated. I will also write down the recipe and give it to you. You're welcome. If you have time, remember to come visit. Although my humor module has been restored to its original parameters, Aino has been researching the creative logic chain of these kinds of jokes. Should she manage to create a joke generation module, I will be able to continue telling jokes. Please look forward to this update, traveler.
Is no one here? Well, hello. This is certainly a most joyful encounter. Seeing you lifts my spirits after a somewhat disheartening trip. I wouldn't say anything's the matter, merely that I am dealing with some unexpected circumstances. I recently learned of a collector in Nasha Town who, due to financial concerns, has been obliged to offer a pair of ancient coins for sale. I'm told she's a little eccentric and doesn't reply to letters, so I came out here myself to see if I could arrange a deal. I needed to come to town anyway to pick up some supplies, so I thought I'd pay her a visit on the way. Unfortunately, she doesn't appear to be home. More's the pity. It's just a little hobby of mine. Everyone has something that tickles their fancy, am I right? For me, it's old coins and gemstones. Time is the best filter. Anything that can make it through the sieve of time is almost guaranteed to be of good quality. The style, pattern, and condition of a coin convey a lot of information. They can tell you, for instance, how many moons it has seen before finding its way into my hands. Think about it. A coin may have passed through 10,000 people's hands, brought them happiness or sorrow, and witnessed a multitude of moments in their lives. The weight of time it contains is far heavier than its appearance would suggest. It is a witness to the past and something that has value in the present day, which makes it more than worth collecting. These coins have been stuck in my mind these last few days. What do they look like? What stories can they tell? If I can't meet this collector, I fear all desire to return home shall desert me. Look at me, rambling on about coins without a thought for the friend standing by my side. Let me think of a more interesting topic to make up for boring you just now. Ah, yes. Recently, I purchased a beautiful azure gemstone from a Fontanian merchant. It had long slumbered at the bottom of the ocean until being recovered just some days ago. I was told it was once embedded in the sword of a champion duelist at the court of Fontaine, while another story claims it was a pirate crew's prized treasure. That's exactly what I thought. Whenever a merchant starts waxing lyrical and weaving tales, it's usually a sign that they don't have faith in their wares. Fortunately, I'm very good at appraising a gemstone's true worth, even if its owner hasn't the faintest idea what they're holding. Please, allow me to invite you to my residence once more. I have a feeling you'll appreciate the gem itself, and you may well find my valuation of it quite interesting too. I'll be waiting for you.
And in summary, that's the commission we're here for. How's that sound to you, Yehoda?
All the same to me. You should ask yourself one question, though. You want to catch someone in Nod-Krai? How many lives are you prepared to lose for it?
Well, I once read a story. It told me that if I find a deer with divinity, I could use its antlers to take my place for one death. And what do you know? Deer happens to be one of the Inazuman characters in my name, and I've got my own life to spare. That makes two. Oh, Traveler, what a coincidence. What are you doing in Nod-Krai? Another stop on your journey, perhaps? Sharp. I'm here in pursuit of a fugitive who fled Inazuma. He's racked up a real rap sheet, and he's always trying to flee further and further abroad. A few months ago, we received intel that he was hiding out in Nod-Krai and had joined a band of bandits. He soon returned to his usual MO, that is to say, robbing homes and raiding caravans. I think they called themselves the Sea Hook Gang or something. Word is they're quite a big deal in Nod-Krai, and have taken in a fair share of exiled criminals from across Tevat. After that, I knocked on the doors of the Curatorium of Secrets, Mora in hand, and asked the boss to get me someone who could point me in the direction of this Sea Hook Gang. That's right. Judging by your expression, I'm guessing you're acquainted. I can tell. My intuition tells me that if Yehoda became a thief, even I'd never be able to catch her.
You can cut the chatter. Boss Neff gave me the job, so it's only natural I'd be good at it. But the Sea Hook Gang you're looking for isn't the original Sea Hook crew. The original gang's long since disbanded. The people calling themselves that now are just riding on the name and scamming folks left and right. Yeah, I guess I do, huh?
Interesting. This is news to me. Would you mind telling me more about this new gang of imposters, Yehoda?
What's there to tell? New or old, fake or real, the Seahook Gang are bandits. A bunch of scoundrels who banded together for Mora, then fell out over it. Their old leader wound up thrown overboard as fish food, while the underlings fought among themselves for the scraps. Some died, and others continued their wanderings. The long and short of it is that the old Seahook Gang are dead, gone, or both.
Wait. Doesn't that mean some of the suspects within could have started going around committing crimes again?
When a house goes poof, the snakes and rats nestled within find other walls to burrow into. That's just how it is. Nobody wants to die out in the wilderness.
But for all the vermin out there, it's also the perfect time to find a good place to settle down, and maybe get a good roommate along the way. If I were a rat, escaping the snake would mean freedom from being hunted down and eaten. When you think about it, that's a good thing. In any case, you've been most helpful, Yehoda. Thank you for the intel. It seems the Mora spent on your services was well worth it. It's honestly a real load-off to know that these people are just imposters using the Seahook Gang's name. I'd have had to admit I was in over my head flying solo against the real gang, with its international cohort of goons and all.
Well, wait. You think you can take them on as they are now, all by yourself?
Yeah, more or less. After all, I'm only looking for our Inazuman fugitive. I'm not here to bring the whole gang to justice.
That's a bold statement, but whatever. I'll help you track the imposters down. What happens after? That's got nothing to do with me.
Your kindness is appreciated, but this time I'd rather this be a solo outing. Now, I suppose that's that. I'll leave locating them to you, Yehoda. As for me, I'll get to thinking of how I can haul this scoundrel back to Inazuma and have him confess his crimes.
Thank you for remembering my request, Master Tarno. I will be sure to treasure this pocket watch.
There's no need to stand on ceremony, Mr. Flynns. If I may be so bold, I'd say this watch is fortunate to have ended up in the hands of someone as discerning as yourself.
Even if that someone turned up to collect it half a month late because he needed more time to get the money, I do hope it won't miss the finer life and flee back to your shop in the middle of the night.
Such a wonderful sense of humor. Even if it wished to escape, I doubt it would get far with a ratnik such as yourself on its tail. Here, I've already wrapped it. It's yours.
My thanks again, dear Master Tarno. Perhaps we can have a drink in the flagship when you're next free.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Flynns.
You could say so. This pocket watch cost me half a month's salary. I suppose that means no more fine liquor for me for the next 2 weeks. In that case, I should paraphrase Master Tarno just now and say, my pleasure, Mr. Traveler. I look forward to your invitation.
All 15 samples have been collected and encased in low-temperature vessels. 2 layers, 1 metal, 1 ceramic, ready to be shipped tonight.
Take them to the Flowerfeather clan via express ship. From there, get them on priority shipping using the courier's Blue Bolt service. Once they reach the northern edge of the Children of Echoes, transfer them to another boat that'll go east and arrive at Elong Wharf through a special customs checkpoint. Speed is of the essence.
Got it. A combination of Plan B3 and Plan C2, then. Uh-huh. It's the Traveler. How did you do that? It's like you just appeared right there without even making the slightest noise.
Don't be nervous. Just treat him like he's your boss. Interesting timing. Traveler, meet Cyro. She's with us.
I'll leave you to it then. Miss Yelon, I'll ensure everything is arranged to your specifications.
They're plant and mineral samples containing Kuvaki. I'm sending them back to Liyue for the Ministry of Civil Affairs to analyze. Nothing escapes you. There are also some pictures relating to the Fatui among these samples. These show their research facilities, their current weaponry, and the distribution of their camps. Liyue is a long way from Nod-Krai, but it never hurts to be prepared. It's one of the reasons, but I'm also here to purchase some intel from Nefer, boss of the Curatorium of Secrets. Dealing with her always requires a lot of preparation, both mental and financial. Have you ever heard of the Northern Intelligence Network? It's essentially a forum for intel exchange, a loosely structured organization with no real rules or regulations. But you can find well-connected people from all walks of life there who are willing to trade information, as long as you can pay their price. Nefer currently represents this Northern Intelligence Network, and the curatorium she operates is its primary point of sale. If intel was all they sold, that would be one thing. But it's said the network has spies planted in every region, and that they're always on the lookout for even more informants. In no small part thanks to the efforts of my colleagues, the network's tendrils have been unable to take hold in Liyue. It doesn't matter if they send official representatives or smuggle in spies. They are met with a polite but firm rejection every time. I imagine that we must be one of the very few unknowns remaining on their map of the world. Why would she? Nefer's too smart to hold a grudge when it comes to business, and she's not one to say no to a big bag of coins. Other factors notwithstanding, I'm a valuable customer. The Northern Intelligence Network has plenty of information that only I'm willing to buy. Well done for picking up on my phrasing. You're getting good at finding clues. Up until now, all of my dealings with the network have been of a personal nature. The Ministry has nothing to do with it. Of course. Let's just say I have lots of influence. Mora. Lots and lots of Mora. More than enough to influence dear Lady Nefer. With someone like her, it's better to spend a little Mora than to end up owing a favor. It's important to remain vigilant in your dealings with her. She's not an easy person to deal with. If you ever see us together, chances are we're conducting business. If you have any trust in me at all, then cover your ears and stay out of it. That'll save you a whole world of trouble. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I still have some preparations to make. Goodbye for now. Oh, and Traveler, before I go, if you don't mind me saying, you may wish to return to Liyue for a cup of tea. Even if stray winds blow, the mountains of Liyue should shield you while you drink.
The atmosphere is a little unusual today. Are you decorating this flower field, Columbina?
That wasn't me. It was them.
You mean the Kuhenki?
Yes. These stones emit a faint light upon absorbing Kuvaki. The Kuhenki are quite fond of them.
So they just put them on the ground and play with them?
Not exactly. Come over here and look.
Huh? Ooh, it forms a picture when you look at it from above.
That's right. I need to go collect some more.
Oh, so you're heading out?
Yes, I know just the place. It's graced by the moon, so these kinds of stones are abundant. Sure,
exciting! We want to see what the finished picture looks like, too! This should be enough, right? Feels like we grabbed a whole bunch. Come on, let's head back. Can't leave that artwork incomplete forever, right? Ah! Quick, hide! Someone's here!
Where am I? Mommy! I want to go home!
Ooh, looks like she's one of the Frost Moon Scions. Is she lost?
You will?
Yeah, of course. She sure looks like she needs it.
The Frost Moon Scions are deeply wary of outsiders, correct? You have no antlers. The hour is late. What if you scare her off instead?
Okay, that could happen, but we can't just do nothing.
Come with me then.
Huh?
Huh? What's this? It's so pretty. That should do it.
And off she goes. That trail of stone should lead her back to the Frost Moon Enclave. Wait! What about the painting?
It's all right. We can finish it some other time. I like watching people find their way back home, to the place where they belong.
Why is Yehuda just standing there? And she's asleep? Hey, what's going on here? Paimon feels like it's a bad idea for us to leave. Maybe we should ask Aino for help.
Keyword detected. Meditative state suspended.
Whoa! You gave Paimon a fright!
No. However, it was Yehuda's request. She asked me for a detailed analysis of the steps required to meditate and to mentor her as she practiced relieving her stress.
Yehuda's so stressed that she's gotta meditate to cope with it all?
I do not know. However, Yehuda said she has been suffering from insomnia for a while and was willing to try any solution she could. First, I let her stand in my kitchen, close her eyes, and focus on the fragrance of crumb cakes. By stimulating her olfactory module, I believe there would be a decrease in activity in her cognitive module. It successfully stimulated her appetite. She consumed the finished crumb cakes with incredible efficiency. Unfortunately, she consumed too many and proved unable to sleep that night.
It's normal. We're not robots like you, after all. The more we smell food, the more we want to eat it.
That is indeed true. Afterwards, I try to have her perform intense mental or physical exercises before bed. For example, cutting lumber, jogging, doing push-ups, boxing, and so on. Her body should have been able to enter sleep mode more easily following such sizable expenditures of energy. It did not. She finished half her exercises, realized she had an unfinished commission, and so rushed off to complete it. After she returned, she crouched down in a corner, hugging her knees, and said, I was so tired from all that training, my legs gave out while guiding my clients through the ruins. I basically crawled the whole way. If Boss Neff finds out, I'm dead meat. Following this, she was once more unable to sleep. In the end, we decided to give meditation another try.
Boss Neff. No, wasn't me. Didn't steal your tea. Ugh.
Seems like the meditation was pretty effective. Yehoda's fast asleep.
I do not think Yehoda's sleep is related to her meditation. First of all, the meditation steps I analyzed are not suitable for her. The goal of meditation is to enter a deep state of tranquility, which can be used to enhance self-awareness. For an ordinary person, this deep state is close to dozing. For me, this would be closer to a low-power standby mode, where one cuts power to certain components. That said, were we to shut down some of Yehoda's components, I believe it would pose a threat to her personal safety.
So, meditation wasn't supposed to work, but Yehoda fell asleep anyway? Could she have been so tired that she just passed out?
In truth, I do not understand either. All I can do is tell you what happened before. When Yehoda lay down and tried to fall asleep through meditation, she suddenly said to me, "Don't run off too far, or I might get ambushed in my sleep. And then I'd be dead meat." I answered her, "Very well, I will remain here by your side." After that, like I do with Aino every night, I held Yehoda's hand as she slept. After a while, she did, indeed, fall asleep.
Dummy robot. This is something I did myself.
Yes. And if either of you need help sleeping, please consult me at any time. However, do note that I can only hold 2 hands at once. Oh, by the way, I have leftover crumb kaki bolts from the batch I made earlier. I gave one to Yehoda. You can have the other. Goodbye. I hope you have sweet dreams tonight.
Ah, Lord Sangamabe. How lovely to see you. I must thank you for the device you provided. It was an enormous help. Would I be right in thinking that it was developed by the academia?
Why come and ask me when you clearly know already?
I mostly came to thank you.
That's more like it. A little gratitude goes a long way with Lord Sangamabe. Play your cards right, and you might even stand a chance of becoming my long-term supplier.
The chance to work with such a kind and charitable investor as yourself would be a great honor for the curatorium.
Huh? Charitable? Who said anything about charity? First I'm hearing about it.
Let's see. The first plot of land you purchased in Nod-Krai, your desert interests, and...
Stop! What do you think you're doing? Exposing my investment history!
It's nothing to hide from. They're all perfectly legitimate investments. And some of the land you purchased was with the intent of building a sanctuary? Yes, I heard about that too.
How did you...
You're a curious case, Lord Sangamabe. You don't like people finding out about your good deeds, do you? But I'm afraid no matter how hard you try to keep things under wraps, where there's a will, there's a way. You did it for Sumeru, didn't you?
It was empty land that was gonna go to waste otherwise. I figured if I built something there, it might at least get some use in an emergency. Disasters are capricious things. They strike without any warning. I've lost family to a disaster before. and I don't want to lose any friends or business partners if I can help it. My elder sister used to dream of finding a sanctuary. Somewhere with plenty of food, water, and medicine. Where everyone could live happy lives. It was something I looked into, but after discussing things with the Dendro Archon, I decided on a more effective strategy. The tech people handled the tech, and Moneybags provided the Mora. It just made the most sense.
It's a pity that so few people know the truth about you. Everyone says that you view everything in terms of Mora, and all you care about is growing your own wealth.
So, what's the problem with that? Everyone wants to be rich. It's human nature. So yes, I love Mora, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
But surely you have dreams of your own beyond just making Mora.
You don't get it, do you? My dream is to invest in other people's dreams. And, make a nice little slice for myself along the way. Just thinking about it makes me happy. That sweet, sweet sound of Mora.
Thank you.
For the device?
And the pendant.
Oh, that. I was just returning a favor. Don't worry about it.
Seems like we've both been away from home for a very long time.
Yeah. So long that I barely remember what my family even looked like.
That would be your mother, father, and sister?
Yeah, though it's been years since my sister passed away. It's not like I want to forget them, obviously, but memory can be even more ruthless than the most calculating business person. Beyond a certain point, if something isn't helping you, it just gets rid of it. My sister can't help me now. Slowly but surely, her face is fading from my mind's eye. It's become a vague impression.
Not everything will fade. When loved ones pass away, the beautiful memories are the ones that last the longest.
Yeah, that's true. If you ask me, that's the one silver lining in all of it.
Well, that, plus, I'm sure that life is much better now than it was back then.
Oh, absolutely. I have tons of Mora, a big beautiful house, business is booming, and I'm as happy as can be. You've got a lot going for you too. Boss of the Curatorium of Secrets? I'm sure there's plenty of Mora to be made in that line of work.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
How have you been holding up? Any adverse reactions? If you start to take a turn for the worse, make sure you tell me right away.
You don't need to worry about me, Grandmaster. I'm fine. I mean, I barely did anything, so...
What? You're too humble, young man.
You played an indispensable role in the battle for Nod-Krai. We can't thank you enough for your support. Sometimes, when people praise you, it's because you deserve it. The best thing is to accept it calmly and with grace. It's important to learn how to respond to words of admiration.
Let's do a quick demonstration. Albedo, that was an incredible feat of alchemy. The pressure was on, but you worked flawlessly at lightning speed to get the job done.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, though. Durin played a big part in forming the alchemical array.
See? Did you catch that? A masterclass in how to take a compliment.
Okay, yeah. I did work pretty hard to help prepare for the battle. No point denying that.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, look who's bounced back. Looking good, traveler.
Seems like you've recovered. You won't need to take any more medication.
Can I get you a drink?
Huh? You know how to order at a bar now? You've sure learned a lot recently.
Handling a drinks order is ridiculously simple compared to alchemy. Don't worry, I'll blend into society yet.
Paimon believes it. You're clearly a fast learner, just like your brother. To be totally honest, though, Paimon didn't quite follow all the details when you first explained the plan to us.
Don't worry, that's completely understandable. Unless you're a student of alchemy, it's hard to grasp the principle and how the process works.
To put it in the simplest terms, we saw how our enemy stole the power of Kuvaki. And that gave us the idea of stealing his power to turn it against him. When facing an enemy you have no hope of defeating, it's best not to engage them in battle. So, instead of looking for a way to overpower him, we decided to help Columbina get strong enough to at least stand up to him in a fight. For this to work, we had to analyze his modes of attack, confirm who his main target was, and make sure that he wouldn't go beyond the range of the alchemical array. For added security, we prepared a total of 4 arrays. But to mitigate the impact of the battle, we identified one location in particular as the ideal spot, which is where the confrontation took place. The alchemical array absorbed his abyssal power. Then Durin processed it to render it usable by Columbina. That power enabled her to do what would otherwise have been nigh on impossible.
What surprised me was that Dainsleif actually agreed to join us. Given his history with Rächer, he had every right to sit this one out. But we're extremely grateful for the decision he made.
It must have been a painful choice to make. But I'm sure that making a decision was far better for him than staying in limbo.
Absolutely. He was torn between 2 paths, but in the end, he made his choice and stuck to it resolutely. He doesn't strike me as the sort of person who'd stay trapped in limbo for long. Anyway, however you cut it, everyone gave a stellar performance. And now, it's time to kick back and celebrate.
That's the only reason you're here.
Yes. I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me, and Arlecchino should be friends. I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina to the door.
Will you still invite me to your next tea party?
What?
Yes, I think you will. Bye-bye, dear Sandrone.
Last time, the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time? We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all over. Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Rächer of Solnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was. Mostly because you kind of helped us out, so we just wanted to check you were okay. Looks like all your robots are fixed, huh? Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a write-off. The visitor before you managed to kill my appetite. If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself. Otherwise, it's going to waste. My coasters are still missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead. Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations. You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant, dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that. Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming, and writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh. Although, having said that, the only vaguely interesting memory in my past is probably that guy they call Lord Artificer. Who else? Pretty much all the mecha and Fontaine are his personal handiwork.
Wait, are you saying you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I mean, I guess we were friendly enough. Yep. In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all. We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts. I honored his request, but I did read through everything first before destroying them. I mean, I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you, those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored. Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison. Not that there's anything bad about them. I mean, at least, solving those riddles isn't going to hurt anyone. Except me, 'cause I lose a few brain cells in the process. Anyway, while we're on the topic, I might as well tell you about what happened to him and his friends. Alain Guillotin had two close buddies, Renee and Jacob. They spent their childhood years together in the Narzissenkreuz Institute. They were all quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them, but it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship and the rivalry ran something deeper, a sense of nostalgia for the past. Unfortunately, childhood would end. The prophecy would come true, the apocalypse would arrive, and the future would never be. A mad dream that would normally only capture the minds of lunatics began to take root in their hearts. A dream of saving the world. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years. But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect, and it grew into something that ate away at their souls. The first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of theirs to try and save their life. Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motives. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of fate only resulted in a wave that swallowed up the world, even before the apocalypse came. And although that wave died down eventually, I hear that it just recently came back with a vengeance. As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more. But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good. At long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. Though of course by then it was far too late. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius? His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world? Or do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream? Same difference, really. Just a matter of perspective. What a cop-out. But I suspect you'd have a more incisive and insightful answer if we dug into it further. I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect, and still managed to get himself lost in a labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotin, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family. To his credit, I suppose, the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident. It's not like Alain sacrificed them for his cause or anything. After that, the only thing supporting his work was the same dream that had dragged his closest friend down to the abyss. But although the desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it, having seen the way it had affected his closest friend. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Narzissenkreuz Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Narzissenkreuz Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Narzissenkreuz Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of two people from the Narzissenkreuz Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world? Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves. They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by fate. Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world? Sensible answer. Glad to know you've got your head screwed on straight. Alain would disagree, though. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. Yes, it's enough. No elaboration, just a quick, short answer before getting right back to his work. He was always that way. All right, tea time's over. I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth. I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me. Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostics.